Hello, everybody. My name is Edith, and I've been journaling for the past 14 years to understand myself, to understand who I really am in the core, to discover all the hidden parts of me, all the patterns that were not really serving anymore. And when I wanted to level up, I would always need to find them in what I really want to do in life. And generally, it just was there for me when I needed it the most. And I remember in my very, very low points, it's literally helped me to solve my eating disorder that I had for like 6 years. It helped me to get outside of myself, to get into the discomfort that is the place where we grow the most. And it helped me to deal with frustration when I just had something. And we're, human beings. We always have some problems. And we usually don't want to talk about them with other people. Like, to some limit, it is good to talk about your problems with other people that you trust, but most of the time it's really the best to first solve it here, to understand it here in journal, and then you come out to the world with a fresh mindset, with clear understanding of yourself. Basically, I've said the word understanding so many times. I would say that journaling is the tool that will help you to understand yourself. Definitely it helped me to understand myself. And today I want to give you like 3 methods or 3 best ways how to start journal or how to come back to journaling. It's always nice to come back to journaling as well. I love that feeling so much. Or to maybe make your journaling experience a little bit more interesting and colorful. So, if you love journaling or if you are curious about it, definitely stay tuned. I believe that these 3 techniques will help you to get to know yourself a little bit more. And I believe that getting to know yourself is mandatory if you really want to live your life as you, not as other people's expectations or other people's opinions. If you really want to live your own life, I believe that you have to do this self-discovering journey. And if you are interested in more videos like that, that will help you to discover yourself, that will help you to put the directions a little bit on track, my channel is there for you. I'm just gonna list them down, and you pick the one that you feel the most resistant to, okay? And the first one that I would be doing when I would be a kid, literally, that's the way I would journal as a kid or as a teenager. What I would do is to basically analyze my last part of life that I haven't journaled about. I would read or I would just check in my journal. So I have the last, day of 30th of December 2020, 18, Sunday. So I would maybe remind myself of what I did and stuff. And then I would just map the whole era or the following days, basically, of what I did and what significant thing happened in my life that made me feel something emotionally, like on an intense level. It's like talking to a friend, basically. It's because when I was a kid, I can't say I would have much of friends that would be there for this kind of listening, and so I journaled, and this really helped me to get everything out and to just make sense out of things. As I said, when you have the, I don't know how it's called in English, but if you have this and it's super tangled and you would just pass it through the journal, it would come out like brand new freaking, what is it? Anyways, so this would be the very first way how I started to journal. I looked at my life like a movie, and I would pinpoint the things that were very significant, and then I would just talk how I felt about these things. And since I was a kid or like a teenager, doing this made me emotionally like on a different level. I did have the problem with, you know, a little disordered eating, so I would always just talk about literally what I felt when I was feeling intense emotion about food or about my body. Or I would have an argument with someone, and I would try to name the emotions so vividly and so precisely so that I would really understand it. And once you understand yourself, you gain the wisdom that will help you later on in life with your decisions. And yeah, that's basically the whole point of self analysis, or not the whole point, but very big part of it. You know, it wouldn't be type of journaling like dear diary, today happened blah blah blah. Even though sometimes I did that, and it would be also kind of productive, because I would just put everything on paper. It would be like a very very childish brain dump. And I still have you know, my very first journal here. It's it's super old. And I would even like, I don't know, what can I show you, honestly. I would do stuff like this. You know, this would be like a little pocket, and I would just hide something in it. Some more papers. Also, it was like a creative expression for me, I would say. There is no surprise that CEOs and top athletes are using journaling. They would treat it like a tool to recognize, to analyze themselves either physically or emotionally, and to analyze also the feelings during any kind of performance or decision making. I feel like journaling, when I say I'm journaling, you know, you would be like, that's cute, but it can really change your life. And I know that you don't know me, but as much as you can trust me, or try to trust me, I gotta say it really changed me completely. Like, if you asked the person that started to journal, let alone that I was, you know, much younger, but I've literally, through journaling, the journaling made me to get out of my comfort zone. And the fact that I got out of my comfort zone made me the person that I would be admiring as as a child, you know. And yeah, what would happen if I didn't journal? Maybe I would get into the uncomfortable zone somehow, but it might not be the right one, you know. Like, you might feel discomfort, and it doesn't have to be productive, for because it would be like really for you, for your true self. First, you really have to know who you are, and then you want to choose the discomfort, because there is always going to be some type of discomfort, either now or later. But if it's now, and if it's like the sacrifice for something better in the, you know, following years, you better really want to like choose a discomfort that is really aligned with you. And this whole journaling practice makes you realize what you want, who you are, who you want to spend the time with, what's actually your worth. And then you will make aligned decisions like this. It takes a little bit of time, as everything that's worth doing, but the fruit, the fruit is so sweet. My friend, the fruit is chef's kiss. The second one would be shadow work. I started to read more about shadow work from the Carl Jung's work as well. He himself journaled a lot. and he created like a series of his journals in the Black Book, and that would be like eventually recreated into the Red Book that we know or we might know. And we basically want to do shadow work to cast a light, literally to cast a light on the shadow, and to make to put awareness on our dark side. Like, it is not about trying to remove the pattern that you will find out after doing some kind of shadow work. But the thing is, if we're going to be acting with ourselves and lying in a way to ourselves, I'm gonna use my own example. I would say that I wanted to suppress my anger. I did have some anger for some, should it be in general, of how the world works sometimes, or with myself, or with my social circle. If I had any kind of aggression or like anger, if I felt anger, I would be trying to suppress it. And actually, shadow work makes you realize that these negative emotions are actually super creative emotions. There is so much power in anger, there is so much power in frustration, also in some kind of sexual energies. There is so much power in negative, in fear also. Definitely you don't want to suppress it, because otherwise it will just be stored in your subconscious, and then you will consciously want to do something, but somehow you will always come back to your comfort zone, or you will always step out of any opportunity. You will always make yourself smaller. You will always tend to people please. These are all things, if you don't understand yourself, why are you keep doing stuff that you don't want to do consciously, definitely try some shadow work questions. I'm going to give you some shadow work questions that I personally used. It would be questions mainly about self-discovery, about the patterns that I wanted to just cast a light on, that would be destructive or that would be just not serving at all. Or I would be definitely using some shadow work questions about, also about projection. That is also another thing that Carl Jung was doing or studying. And projection is that when you feel that someone is annoying, or when you feel that someone has maybe too much of fame that he doesn't deserve, maybe you are telling something to yourself by this reaction to his success. Maybe you also want to be successful. Maybe you are a little bit jealous. And these are all emotions that we might need to just ditch the ego away to actually be super honest on this level. This is for me, this would be one of the highest levels of honesty towards oneself. It is, on the other side, something that will give you one of the greatest rewards after doing it honestly, genuinely, with intention to improve. And so some questions like projection, maybe why Jessica is super arrogant. Like, I just don't like how Jessica always wants to put all the attention to her. Okay, but why? Like, why does that piss you off? Like, why is your attention so strongly focused on Jessica just needing that attention? If she wants the attention, let her get her attention, right? Or maybe not. Maybe you would like to have the attention. And these are the questions, or the questions are like put in a way that you will really be able to answer just like it is. And once you do that, it will not happen immediately. You will need to maybe write 1 or 2 pages just for one question. So that's why it's good to just use, like, ask maybe one question per day, You know, it's really don't push it too much, and prepare honesty, tea, maybe some napkins if you're about to cry. And crying is also it's also part of self-regulation. It's crying is part of the healing. Crying is actually part of that all. Crying is part of the fact that you're gonna sit down, you're gonna journal about something, and maybe I usually journal with my headphones on, so that I literally create like this my own bubble where no one else is in this bubble other than me with myself. It feels very intimate, and therefore it is very easy to start to cry, and it is very productive to cry when you journal. um, in general, crying is very productive. um, i don't understand I don't understand who created this stigma that boys can't cry. I don't understand who created this stigma that you can't cry, on like that the fact that you're crying means that something horrible happened. Sometimes yes, but sometimes not. So this is the second method that helped me tremendously. Like if you're really ready to level up, shadow work, 100%. It's gonna unlock something that it might unlock your superpowers that you had no idea you have all the time in your body, but they were just suppressed with this weight of the shadow, or they were just locked in the dark side. So you want to unlock it, and you will unlock it by honesty and some journaling. And the third thing that I want to say, and I'm mentioning this very often right now, actually, it's morning pages. And right now, I've started to do morning pages in a way that I always, every morning, wake up, I read my goals, I read my visualization that it's just one page of goals, one page of visualization, and then I journal, and then I just let my mind flow. Like I don't care what I'm journaling about. So in the morning when you wake up, the brain is usually in the alpha state still for some time. That's also the best time to journal, to meditate, and before you get into the beta, which is like I gotta deal with the world type of state, you plan, you use mainly the consciousness and the rational thinking. And this alpha state that you have in the morning, it is like an invitation for you to really let yourself go into the flow. And I do that by automatic writing, which is literally taking a pen and writing anything, writing a nonsense, writing anything that you can write anything, but just don't let the pen stop. And do this for 1 or 2 pages. You can choose. I usually do 1 page because I do write quite slowly. I would say, I don't know, it takes approximately like 20 minutes for me, and that is for my morning routine very much enough. Also with meditation, yeah, it takes like 40 minutes before I actually start to work and make coffee or something. And also it is proven that constant reminding of yourself, even with lies, you eventually start to believe it. If someone would tell you that you can't, I don't know, paint repeatedly, you will eventually start to believe that. Even though as a child we all are born with a full potential and we believe that we can do anything, this is how some part of society can, influence us. And so it's very good to know that it is all just edit, and you can always remove it if it was edit. Um, so this is also the reverse brainwashing, I would say. Because if someone tells you that you can't paint, which is absolutely not true, I believe that everyone can paint if they really want to, and if they would train, and if they would just love it, everyone can paint. But if someone will tell you repeatedly that you cannot do it, that you're not good enough, you will subconsciously, you're hearing it so much that eventually you will start to believe that. And so, if we know this fact, we can do the same, but in an opposite, more productive, and in a way that will make us more successful or more healthy or more alive, more joyful. And this is literally what I did and what I'm trying to do every day. It is really helping me to stay on track with my goals, to be reminded of why am I here. And I really recommend just try it for like 20 days or 30 days, and you will see if you want to continue or if not. Both things will be amazing still because you've tried it. If I wanted to start a journal and wouldn't really know where to start or to come back, I would choose one of the things or one of these methods that I feel the highest resistance to. And I might even start with that, to analyze why am I actually having this resistance to this certain method of journaling. It might also uncover some interesting knowledge about yourself. Therefore, it will make you understand yourself more. Therefore, it will make you accept yourself and love yourself more. During that process, you will also get to know yourself, what you really want, what are your values, what are your patterns that needs to be put awareness on, that might be self-destructing or then that might not serve you that much. All of these things will make you just more wise in your following choices, in your following decisions. And it will also make you more tolerant to frustration because you have yourself the whole time and you know that you are such a strong person after doing all of that. And it really makes a difference. You really, I can tell when someone is doing introspection versus if someone is not thinking about this stuff at all. It makes a huge difference. And obviously, introspection will make a huge difference for better, for sound decisions that will actually go from the alignment and not from external validation. So, if you have any other questions, yeah, also I want to mention a video that I had as an inspiration for the morning pages. I'm gonna also list that down in the description of the video. You can check it out too. Yeah, if you have any other questions or if you're already journaling, I would love to hear from you what type of journaling you do, or if you are not even differentiating it, if you're just starting to journal always. Uh, if you just open the journal and just start to write, and if you like that, if you don't like journaling, type in any of your opinion, and I'm gonna be very happy to have some conversation with you guys. And if you would like to also talk about this topic or about other topic about you in more depth, you can definitely book a call with me. It's gonna be also in the description of the video. It's 30 minutes, fun chat. You don't have to prepare anything, just be you. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. See you very soon in the next video. Stay awesome, go for that journaling, write down something, and stay grateful. Bye.